Welcome to the conclusion. You don't actually have to do anything here. Not that you really had to in the other sections, but that was kind of the idea. I'm guessing by now you're feeling one of two ways. You're probably eager to make your own movies now, or else you never want to look at the software development kit again because you didn't realize what you were getting into. I can appreciate both sides. Either way, you made it this far and you're a better person for it. Or at least I hope. So the big question is, where do you go from here? To reiterate, this tutorial is not the ultimate all-encompassing guide to the Source engine. We didn't cover every single thing you can do in Source because that's a tall order. So don't email me after this telling me I forgot something. I'm sure I did somewhere. I tried to cover everything important. I'm still learning what's possible with the engine myself. I think the same could be said for almost anyone who works with it. On that note, if you decide you want to do more than what I've taught here, you have some options. Again, this tutorial is meant to complement the cinematography and source guide. So if you find you need help putting the rest of your machinima together, that's what you should look at next. I personally recommend expanding your knowledge of Hammer. It will allow you to pull off more tricks with your machinima and tailor your environment better. As you can guess, Nuisis has a guide for this too called Advanced Level Design. I don't narrate that one, but I'm sure the other guy manages. And if you want to do more with custom animations or props, there's a slew of guides on that put out by Nuisis. Just figure out which one you need. Now this all may seem like a lot of work, and it is, but it has some payoff too. The Source engine is going to be around for some time to come. Valve's become a major player in the gaming world, and naturally they're going to ride their own engine out as far as they can. And while we focused on Half-Life 2, especially Episode 1, don't feel constrained by it. I'd guess 80 to 90% of what's taught in this guide carries over from one Source game to the next. Besides the Half-Life 2 series, there have already been third-party games for Source to come out, like Sin Episodes or Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, and there's even more coming out on the horizon. If you like zombies, you're in luck. Valve is going to be releasing a zombie survival game called Left 4 Dead, and a smaller developer is going to be releasing They Hunger Lost Souls, which will be the sequel to the zombie survival game for Half-Life 1. There's also a tactical combat game called The Crossing coming out. Postal 3, a shooter with outrageous dark comedy, will be using the Source engine. And in what may be the weirdest looking game I've seen in years, the game Xenoclash is another one to look for. And there's even more games that use Source that are still in development. Now this may all be old news by the time you're watching this, but the point is that you can get some mileage out of learning this engine. Finally, if you do make any machinima after using this guide, Nuisis wants to know about it. You can email info@nuisisinteractive.com. It would be great to see someone actually use this for their own work, rather than just us keeping our fingers crossed and wondering. And I'm sure I'll regret saying this later, but if you went through this whole guide and still have a question about something that was covered, you can track me down personally and I'll probably answer your question. I encourage that as a last resort option, however. Okay, well I hope you learned something from this and can use it to make your own movies. Good luck!